All right, welcome. Today we're going to dive into a really cool idea, one you see everywhere once you know what to look for. It's this concept of an outer shell of knowledge for everybody, and then a secret inner core that's only for a select few. You know that feeling, right? When you're playing a video game or maybe watching a movie for the 10th time, and suddenly you notice something. A hidden message, a piece of foreshadowing you totally missed before. It's like, bam, you've just unlocked a secret level. Well, believe it or not, that exact feeling is at the heart of how some of the world's biggest ideas are organized. Okay, so let's get right into it. The main idea we're going to be using here is this analogy of an outer shell and an inner core. And look, this is not some newfangled idea. Not at all. This whole inner versus outer thing goes way, way back. We're talking ancient Greece. You know, the mystery schools, philosophers like the Pythagoreans, they were masters at this. They had one set of lessons for the general public and then a completely different, much deeper philosophy for their inner circle. So what do we call these two paths? Well, the ancient Greeks actually gave us the perfect words for them. Let's break them down. First up, you've got the exoteric. It comes from the Greek word for external, which makes perfect sense, right? This is the outer shell. It's the public version, the stuff that's accessible and meant for everybody. It's kind of like the user manual for an idea. And on the flip side, you have the esoteric. You guessed it, from the Greek for inner. This is the hidden core. This is the knowledge that's kept for a smaller, really dedicated group of people. It's usually way more mystical, full of symbols, and you can't just pick it up. It often requires some kind of special training or initiation. If the exoteric is the user manual, the esoteric, that's like the secret developer commentary. And when you put them side by side like this, the difference just pops. Look at the purpose, right? The exoteric stuff is all about social education. It's the moral compass for the whole community. But the esoteric, that's about a radical, personal, inner transformation. It's a total game changer for the individual. So one path is building a good society, and the other is building a whole new you. Okay, so this isn't just some abstract philosophical idea. This is the wild part. Once you see this pattern, you start seeing it everywhere, especially when you look at the world's major religions. Take Judaism, for example. The exoteric side is the study of the Talmud. It's this huge, detailed guide to law and ethics for the entire community. But then you have the esoteric path, Kabbalah, which is this deep, mystical dive into scripture, all about trying to understand the very nature of the divine. You see the exact same kind of structure in Islam. You've got Sharia law, which is the exoteric framework for society, a really clear set of rules for how to live a good, ethical life. And then you have the esoteric path of Sufism, which is all about achieving a direct, personal, mystical experience of God. And yeah, Christianity has it too. The exoteric part is the public dogma, right? The official doctrines of the church that are taught to everyone. But then there are these esoteric traditions like Gnosticism or the paths of the Christian mystics, which are all about seeking a direct, personal, and transformative experience of God that goes way beyond just the official rules. Buddhism is a fantastic example of this. The exoteric teachings are often called skillful means. Think of them as training wheels. They're super helpful first steps to get you started on the path. But the esoteric goal, that's about eventually taking those training wheels off, going beyond those initial teachings to grasp a much, much deeper truth about reality itself. So it's really important to get this. These two paths aren't fighting each other. Not at all. They just have totally different but complementary jobs to do. Here's maybe the best way to think about it. The exoteric path, that's the container. It gives you the social rules, the moral framework for the community. The esoteric path, that's the content inside the container. It's the direct, personal experience of truth for the people who are really looking for it. So one helps build a good society, the other helps build an enlightened person. There's this quote that just nails it. It says, "The esoteric is the essence, the true core of a tradition, while the exoteric is just its protective outer shell. The shell is what makes the whole thing approachable, but the core, that's where the real juice is." Okay, and this is where things get really, really interesting. This is the big payoff. What happens when you stop looking at traditions one by one, and instead you compare all their outer shells to each other, and all their inner cores to each other? Well, the result is kind of mind-blowing. So let's start with the outside. When you look at the exoteric paths, those outer shells, they look totally different, right? I mean, they're often built to emphasize exactly how unique and separate they are from everybody else. And it makes sense. You've got different holy books, totally different rituals and holidays, completely separate ideas about God and how the universe works. From the outside looking in, these traditions can seem like they have nothing in common. They're all moving in different directions. That's divergence. But, and here's the big twist. When you peel back that outer layer and look at the inner, mystical, esoteric paths, something incredible happens. They all start to point in the same direction. They start to look almost the same. They converge. You look at a Jewish Kabbalist, a Muslim Sufi, a Christian Gnostic, a Buddhist mystic. Sure, their words and symbols are different, but what are they all after? The exact same things: a direct experience of the divine, a deep personal transformation, and finding universal truths that go beyond any single book or doctrine. It's like they're all just climbing the same mountain, but starting on different sides. And this pattern, this shell and core idea, it's not just for religion. It's everywhere. Think about science. There's the exoteric physics you learn in high school, apples falling from trees. And then there's the esoteric, totally mind-bending world of quantum mechanics. Or art. There's the catchy pop song everyone knows the words to, and then there's the complex symphony that takes years to fully appreciate. One's the shell, one's the core. So that really leaves us with just one final question to think about. Now that you have this new way of looking at things, this new lens, take a look around your own world. What are the obvious outer shells that are all around you? And more importantly, what hidden inner cores are hiding in plain sight, just waiting for you to discover them?